In the infinite expanse of space, where stars gleamed like distant promises, I found myself severed from Earth, a solitary wanderer in the cosmic void. The tenuous lifeline to humanity had snapped, leaving me suspended in a desolate silence that echoed the emptiness within. Time lost its meaning as I drifted, haunted by memories of a world that was slipping through my fingers like grains of sand. As days turned to bleak nights, desperation tightened its grip, and my mind began to fray at the edges. The capsule that had once been a shield against the abyss now felt like a coffin, confining me to a reality that was slowly slipping away. The void, vast and unyielding, pressed in on me from all sides, its silence a suffocating shroud. Amidst this consuming solitude, a sensation crawled up my spine, prickling my skin with unease. At first, I dismissed it as a byproduct of isolation, a hallucination born from the mind's desperate craving for connection. But as days stretched into agonizing eternity, that sensation grew stronger, more insistent, a whisper at the edge of my perception, a presence just beyond the confines of my senses. The changes were subtle at first, a shadow flitting at the periphery of my vision, a rustle of movement where there should have been none. Each time, I'd snap my head around, heart pounding, only to be greeted by the void's unrelenting stare. Yet, the feeling of being watched persisted, an unshakable certainty that something beyond comprehension was observing me. Sleep became both a respite and a torment. In dreams, I wandered through alien landscapes, the very geometry of reality warping and distorting under an unseen force. Twisted monoliths bore witness to my insignificance as I ventured deeper, the horrifying awareness that I was trespassing in a domain far removed from humanity's understanding. One dream led me to a cavernous expanse, adorned with grotesque statues that seemed to depict impossible anatomies. At the heart of the chamber stood a statue of a being so foreign to my senses that the sight of it threatened to unravel my sanity, an entity with writhing appendages, eyes that pulsed with eldritch light, and a maw that seemed to devour reality itself. In its presence, a cacophony of alien voices whispered secrets both profound and maddening. I'd wake from these dreams drenched in cold sweat, heart hammering against my ribs, the boundary between reality and nightmare blurred to a jagged line. Yet, even in the waking world, the sensation of being observed persisted, growing stronger with each passing day. Desperation drove me to document my experiences, to cling to the shards of my unraveling sanity. My journal started as a lucid record, a desperate attempt to make sense of the impossible, but its pages quickly devolved into a frenzied scrawl of fragmented thoughts and disjointed images. The abyss was seeping into my mind, warping my perception and reshaping my thoughts like clay. And then, on a day when my sense of time had eroded to nothingness, it happened. I saw it. Movement outside the window, a dance of shadows against the backdrop of stars. My breath caught in my throat as I strained to see, to confirm that I wasn't descending into madness. And there it was, a grotesque convergence of tentacles and eyes, a nightmare rendered real. Frozen in terror and fascination, I watched as the creature's form writhed and pulsed as if it were a being straddling dimensions. Its gaze bore into me a connection that transcended words or gestures. Its eyes held the weight of cosmic understanding, an awareness that peeled back the layers of my existence. As days blurred into an unending nightmare, the creature's presence became a constant torment. It appeared beyond the window more frequently, its gaze an anchor in a sea of ever-shifting thoughts. In those moments, we communicated in a language beyond words, sharing visions of stars being birthed and dying, civilizations thriving and collapsing, a tapestry woven with both awe and terror. In its presence, I found a macabre solace, a connection to something beyond human comprehension. The isolation that had once clawed at my sanity now seemed trivial, dwarfed by the cosmos and the enigmatic entity that had claimed me as its own. Time lost all meaning as the boundary between dreams and reality eroded completely. I became an instrument, a conduit for the entity's unknowable knowledge, its consciousness merging with mine in a maddening symphony. The once coherent entries in my journal now spiraled into an abyss of gibberish, the remnants of a mind ensnared by cosmic horrors. And then, one final vision seized me, an all-encompassing darkness, a void that hungered for everything I was. It beckoned with a promise of oblivion, an end to the torment of existence. As I yielded to its pull, the entity's whispers grew louder, a maddening chant that shattered the remnants of my sanity. In that last moment of twisted clarity, I surrendered myself to the abyss, consumed by the monstrosity that had been my companion and captor. My consciousness fragmented, dissolving into the cosmic currents, becoming one with the eldritch fabric of the universe. And now, as you read these words, remember that they are the remnants of a mind devoured by the ineffable. The truth I've glimpsed defies articulation, a truth that lingers at the edges of your perception, a truth that may consume you next.